Welcome you guys to the doTERRA India business overview and an idea of the compensation plan and what this is going to look like as it moves forward in India. Now, to begin talking about this, I always like to share this specific story, and it is the story of the pipeline. Now, how the story begins is that there was a man once who hauled buckets of water for a living, and what he would do is that he would strap a wooden piece across his back, he'd put on 2 buckets, and he'd walk down a couple miles to the clean water system in his village. He'd fill up those buckets and he would walk back the couple of miles. And as many times as he could do this a day, he could sell that water. And in fact, he made a pretty good living doing this every single day back and forth. But there was one thing he found that wasn't quite working for him. If he was ever sick, if he ever needed to be home for any reason, he couldn't haul buckets that day. And that day, he wasn't able to get paid. So he came up with an idea. He thought, what if I haul just enough buckets to be able to provide a living for my family? But in the meantime, what if I started to dig a pipeline from the clean water source up to the village? At first, when people started seeing him doing this, they thought he was out of his mind. He was making good money hauling buckets, but he had bigger plans and bigger ideas. So he worked extremely hard, and it took him a few years. And eventually, one day, he was able to get that pipeline all the way over to his city, and it was cleaner and it was fresher, and he could turn that water on at any time and be able to make money from that. Now, the reason I share this story is because what are you doing right now in your life? Do you feel like perhaps you're hauling buckets, that you're trading your dollar for hour, that you're limited on your advancements in your job or in your work, or just right now in your life, in your earnings? Do you feel like you don't have that time freedom to do the things that you need to do or that you want to do? Or maybe you're building someone else's dreams, opposed to building a pipeline. True lasting residual income that has no limits. You get to choose your schedule and you get to work on building what you want to do in your own dream. Now, my name is Jewl Hinton. Some of you I know I have talked to online before, some of you I haven't before. So I am a mom, most importantly, a mom of 3, and currently I reside in Florida, the United States. I have a bachelor's in mass communications, and I'm the owner of the Daily Drop Society and a Diamond Wellness Advocates in doTERRA. Me and my husband have teams all over the world, which is why we're so excited to start introducing this into India, because we love being there when new markets open and helping them through this. And I have a confession to make. I used to haul buckets for a living. Now, I was a wedding planner back in my former life, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the creativity of it. I loved doing and working with my clients. But an interesting happened. I worked years to get this business up off the ground. I showed up to every trade show, every magazine photo shoot, volunteering my time. I would work 14-hour days on the weekends. I would haul tables and chairs and set up light canopies. And I was losing that time with my children. I remember once being pregnant during all of our consultations and having a 5-week-old and hiring a nanny to come sit at a wedding so I could run into the back and take care of my baby and then run back into the wedding to help do things. As you can tell, this wasn't working. I was limited on my time. I was limited on my earning potential. I was limited on how many weddings I could even take on a weekend. And that's when I had someone introduce the idea of doTERRA to me. And thinking about what I thought owning my own business was going to be, and it wasn't becoming that, to what I could see the potential with doTERRA, I knew I had to take a look at it. So why doTERRA? why this business opposed to other things. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about is how effective doTERRA and these essential oils are. They are different than any other essential oil I've tried, and I've had people come back to me and tell me all the time it's different than anything else they're able to get because of the purity standard of these essential oils. Now, industry average for direct selling products is around 8 to 10%. That's a pretty good. That means people that come back and reorder the product. Now in doTERRA, that retention rate is 65%. That is because these oils work. And when people start using them, they feel better. And they want that feeling in their life, and they come back and reorder. And the beautiful part about that is that they reorder from you, their wellness advocate. Now, the second thing of why doTERRA is that they have proven growth. They have a pathway in what's been done with countries all over the world, and it's extremely exciting right now because they are just about to open in India, and you get to be a part of that. Now, the third thing is that they are caring. This company is like any other company, how they source their essential oils. They use a model that they've created called the co-impact sourcing model. Now, doTERRA is one of the largest essential oil companies in the world now. So you can imagine they can go into any country they want and start their own farms. But what they've chosen to do is that they know certain oils grow better in certain climate and environment, and that's where they have the highest chemical constituents. So they go into these communities and they partner with the farmers. They make sure that they're ethically sourced, that they're getting fair wages, and they're partnering with them to leave a legacy there in their hometowns, in their communities, in their villages. And doTERRA works with them. I've actually gotten the experience to go down to Guatemala and see one of these co-impact sharings firsthand. And it's incredible. It's beautiful what they do there and help with the communities partnering. Now, doTERRA average leader earnings, I just wanted to show you this just so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, these are all the different ranks in doTERRA, and these have been converted over into rupee so you can see what that looks like. From an elite is one of kind of the first ranks you consider down to presidential diamond, which is one of the top ranks within the company. Now, how do you get to those different leadership things and ranks? And I'm going to share you guys an overview of the 5 ways that you earn in doTERRA. Now, the first way you earn in doTERRA is just retail profit. If I have an essential oil and I want to sell it to someone, I can mark it up 25%. Easy, right? Now, this is another form of hauling buckets, but sometimes people just need to try 1 or 2 oils before they feel comfortable to keep trying more. So that's a great way. So the first way is retail profit. Additionally, anyone who signs up with doTERRA as a wellness advocate, you're going to get your own website. It's free from doTERRA, and you can actually send people to that website to order from you. So you don't even have to keep product on hand. doTERRA, the warehouse in Mumbai, will ship everything to you, and they keep everything in stock there. Now, some lingo to know before we keep going with the other 4 other ways is a few things I wanted to show you. Now that the India price list was just released, we can talk about this more in depth. Now, the first one is product volume. Because doTERRA is a worldwide company, what they do is that they take a bottle of essential oil and they give it a product volume. So this is what you get paid on. Consider it like a doTERRA dollar. So a lemon essential oil, like I'm holding right here, you can see here that the product volume is 13 PV, and the price of that is right there. Now, again, I showed On Guard down below, so you can see a little example of that. That is for a smaller bottle of it. You can see the product volume and the price. Now, this is how they work, so they can work all over the world in different markets. Now, your overall volume takes all of that PV of your entire team, your entire sales team, And that's the overall volume of your entire team. And then the last little lingo word to know is a loyalty rewards order. And that's just your monthly order as a sales representative. Now in India, there are no automatic orders like they do all over the world. So this is just something that you go in and put in manually. So if you have people, say you have 4 people that month that want to order from you, you can easily fill up an entire order with just 4 oils would help you do that. Now this is the India product guide. There's actually 3 pages to it. You can get this on the doTERRA India website, or I can send it to you. So if this is something you want to look more in depth at for what they will be offering, they'll also be offering things like skincare, toothpaste, and lotion starting off, and carrier oil. So if you want to see a full version of that, message me on WhatsApp. Anyone who is in our WhatsApp group right now, this is where I do education about essential oils for our team. So make sure you're in that WhatsApp group. If you're not in there, I can drop it in the chat here in this presentation, so you're able to join that with us, and I can send you that full product guide. Okay, so moving on, the second way to earn in doTERRA is the sharing bonus. Now this is when someone decides that they want wholesale pricing with you. Anyone can sign up to get an account for free in India. And this gives them 25% off everything. That is wholesale pricing. You receive 25% of anything they order when they get an account. So you can see how valuable this would be to help people get their own account, because you're teaching people how to get access to this and going through you still, but you not having to do the orders and place them and deliver anything. No, you get 25% of anything they order for the first 60 days. Now the people who helped enroll you get 10% of anything that new sign-up orders for the first 60 days. Both of you work hand in hand as you help educating and teach people. So this is a beautiful way that doTERRA has set it up that kind of makes it so everyone wants to help their team be able to succeed. Now this is paid weekly, which is also something that's very exciting in doTERRA. Now in India, they will be setting up a direct deposit system when you sign up. So everything would get paid on Wednesday. You would see all your work from the week before dropped right into your account. Third way you get paid in doTERRA is your Power of 3 bonus. Now, I really want you guys to look at this as just a bonus, because when you get it, it's exciting. And it's an exciting just bonus you get on top of teaching, educating, and selling these essential oils. Now, what happens is that when you have sold or ordered 100 in product volume, and you have taught 3 people to do the same, doTERRA gives you 3,000 rupees. Now, when you teach those 3 people to do the same thing on your second level, 15,000. And when you go down one more time, you help 9 people do the same thing, you're at 85,000. And this is just a bonus. This is just a bonus for helping people get started with their own accounts and either buying or selling to other people the exact same way that you are. Now, the fourth way you get paid in doTERRA is called unilevel. Now, after that first 60 days, you are going to move to unilevel. And this is what I love to share with people about unilevel. This is where I find doTERRA is so generous compared to other plans and things I've looked at. Now, if you look here right up at the very top at level 1, that first person, it says 2%. Level 1 means the people that are closest to you. They're typically the people that you help get started with a wholesale account. But you can imagine, with the principle of compound interest, when you have people signing up people and so on and so forth, when you get down to your 7th level, that is where you're gonna have the most people on your team. That's just the way as things start to grow, it happens. And doTERRA has done something very different than everyone else. Other companies typically like to put the 7% on your first level. You get paid the most on the couple of people, but that is getting paid the most on the least amount of people. doTERRA has flopped that. So you're actually going to get paid the most on the most people. I love that they have done this. As you slowly build your sales team, people that you're working with, and they start to grow and you're helping them. It also fosters uh, just this culture of wanting to share and help everyone on your team succeed. Now, these different levels open up at different ranks in the company. Again, if you would like to see this more in depth to study it, I have this all written out for India specifically. I can send you the PDF. So you can just message me on WhatsApp again, and I can send you any of these slides or any of these more in depth so you can look over at what rank those percentages open up. You can see right in the middle at silver, that mid rank, all 7 levels are opened up to you. Now, the 5th way you get paid in doTERRA is the leadership pools. What doTERRA does every single month is that everyone at a certain rank will now get a percentage of how well the company does. So they call these pools, and you get a certain number of pools within the company. This, again, is a little bit more in depth so you can see what that looks like, how many pools people get at certain ranks. Those pools start at the rank of Premier and go up from there. So now that you know a little bit more about the 5 ways you get paid in doTERRA, what I want you to do with me for just a minute, I want you to imagine that you could wave a magic wand. So sky's the limit. There are no reservations, no what ifs, no buts. Where would you choose that you want to be? When you look at this, do you think, oh, if I could just be at this rank, my life would change? If I could just be at this rank, I wouldn't have to worry about things anymore. If I were at this rank, I could really help that organization or that group, or I could serve more people if money weren't an issue anymore. Now, a very exciting 6th way you get paid that is specific to India only. So this is why we're sharing this before we're even fully open there, which we're just a few weeks away, about 1 to 2, maybe 3, I'm guessing, weeks away from opening, is what they call the Founders Club. This is only specific to people who are growing a business in India. When I started in the US, this wasn't even an option for me to do because I started a few years later, and this is available to you right now. What the Founders Club is, these are 40 people in doTERRA who reach the rank of gold, who are willing to go through the growing pains of starting a new business in India. I will be 100% honest with you because me and my husband have done this in many other countries. There are going to be hiccups in this process. I've never seen a country not have shipping issues as we figure out the best ways to ship and get it to people. There'll be hiccups with product sitting in the port that have to get into the warehouse until a smooth system comes in. There will be hiccups along the way, but there is a beautiful payout for those who are willing to go through these bumps and hiccups and help adapt and change and learn along the way. The first 40 people to the rank of gold to introduce doTERRA to India will share 1% of the company's profits in that company for life, as long as they qualify. This is extremely exciting because this is just a bonus that you get paid every single year on how well the country does. Now, 90% of that volume has to be in India because it is an India Founders Club. So you can sign up people in Malaysia or the Philippines or China or wherever else you may want to build in. However, 90% has to be in India if you want to be a founder. And 50% of that volume comes from recurring orders. This is extremely, extremely exciting that you get to be a part of that. So now that you know a little bit about how you get paid, how it works, the opportunity that's there, how do you grow the business? How does this work? So, like the story we talked about at the beginning, you create your own pipeline with acronym PIPES. Prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. And we teach you these tips and techniques each step along the way. everyone who's on my team, I will personally be making sure, doing team calls, helping you know exactly how to connect people to these oils and how to share them in a way that feels natural, that feels fun and joyful. I feel like that's the biggest thing when it comes to this business. When you start serving other people and helping them feel better and helping them feel hope for the first time that a lot of people maybe haven't felt in a long time, nothing can compare to that. It's so rewarding. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, Jewl, but I don't know much about essential oils yet. I'm kind of brand new. Maybe I've used a few. Maybe I haven't used any before. How am I supposed to educate people? Here's the thing. I've been doing this for 9 years and I still don't have all the answers when it comes to using essential oils. It's not our job to know all the answers. We are not to prescribe. We're not doctors. All we are is that we are connecting people to the resources they need to be able to find the tools they need. And I want you to consider yourself the connector, the pipe connector in essence. You are just helping connect people to the resources to be able to find that. Now, these are some business testimonials that have been shared, and I pulled them straight off Facebook because I wanted you to see that they were real. It's one thing to just pull anything and type it up, but these actually came from Facebook, and I blurred out their second names. But I asked in a group, what were some of your first wins when starting with doTERRA? And these are some of the things that some people wrote were their wins when they started to earn with doTERRA. Catherine at the top right says the first thing she wanted was someone to help with her house. She needed a housekeeper. Someone on the other side, Holland, he shared that his family's goal was to put his brother through college, to help him finish college with the money they made from it. Yolanda's, I love her, she's on our team. She shared that they had gotten rid of all of their baby things when they found out they were expecting their fourth boy. And she had already thrown everything away. And because of doTERRA and the money that she had made with it, she was able to go out and purchase what she wanted this time around. And she was able to provide for her new baby the things that she wanted to get it and the things that she needed without having to hesitate. Now, the reason I'm sharing some of these with you guys is because you can look at that chart that has what people make in this business, and it can sometimes feel a little outrageous. When you look at what a presidential diamond averages in this company, you look at that and think, that's so far out there. To some it may even feel outrageous. But sometimes it's just the little things that we need help with. What difference could it make in your family if you were able to just provide those little things for your newborn baby? Or to be able to put a family member through college because of it? Or to be able to get extra help around the house? Or just be able to take an extra day off? How far could doTERRA take you in achieving your dreams right now? Have you ever sat down and thought about what you really want? What do you want to do with your life? Who do you want to serve and help? And charities and family members and things. And could this be that key to be able to do that? So how do you get started in India? Now, the accounts in India are going to be free once India officially opens in about 1 to 2 weeks. And in our WhatsApp group, I will keep you posted every step of the way of information I get of when the time finally comes that you can get signed up and get started for free. These accounts are free, but a lot of people like to start with a kit of oils. And I put the 2 options for kit of oils. These are the top 10 essential oils in doTERRA. You can see that the Healthy Experience Kit, it's 100 PV, and you can see the price down there. And these are 5 milliliter bottles. So these are going to be your smaller sized bottles. Then the next kit up is actually 3 times as much oils. But you can see down there on the price, It's not 3 times the cost. It's only 2 times. So this is your best kit for the best bang for your buck. Now these are optional. You don't have to get these to start off. You may want to start off with just one oil, or you may just want to fill it with people's oils that you're ordering for. Now I have something new that I'm really excited to announce to everyone on this call. I know we have some returning and some brand new, but we are just working on and pumping out as quick as I can right now, a business training specific to doTERRA India. And I'm gonna keep adapting this and changing this as the market opens and we run into anything at all. So you guys are always up to date. But most importantly, what this is a 4-week training to learn how to share essential oils that is exclusive to our team. And just by joining in with our team, the Daily Drop Society, you'll be able to drop in anyone who decides they want to do this with you. You can drop them into this training at any time, and it's going to walk them through 4 weeks of how to get started with this business. Additionally, what we're going to be starting up as soon as it opens is that we're going to be doing a weekly team phone call. So additional to this business training that we do on Thursday that you're welcome to invite anyone to that you want to introduce to doTERRA. We'll also be doing just a specific training just for our team for the business. That'll have a little bit of oil education to it, along with tips and tricks on how to grow this business. We do team incentives. You get access to me, access to our exclusive WhatsApp group where the comments are not silenced. You can comment and talk amongst each other. And this is all specific for the India market as you grow there. Now, really quick, we had a different promotion going the last couple of weeks, so I want to make sure that I screenshot everyone who is with me today so they get credit for the other ones we've been doing. Excellent. Now, just to end off, I wanted to share with you guys something that's really personal to me. It is my reason why this pipeline is so important to me. It's because, as you can see, this picture on the left, this is my son. He was born 1 month early. And me and my husband weren't expecting this at all. So we had every inclination that everything was fine. My pregnancy was going smooth when one day my water broke in a parking lot. And I went into the hospital, and sure enough, he was going to be born a month early, but that came with complications. He wasn't fully developed yet and had to spend some time in the US, what we call the neonatal intensive unit, where he had to be on breathing machines and monitors and things until he was strong enough to come home with us. Now, not only was this traumatic in itself for me and my family, we had 2 little kids. We had to find a place for them to go quickly. We were in the hospital. We were there for just under 2 weeks with him, staying inside the hospital, trying to be with him every minute that we could. And me and my husband are both in sales. So you can imagine that month, we did not even have a chance to work, to do any sales, to do anything within our business. My husband had a car dealership back where we lived in the Western US. And I had been working on doTERRA the last couple of years. So this full month, we didn't work. We spent at the hospital. We were going to get an insane amount of hospital bills in the US. As you guys know, we pay for a lot of our own hospital bills. And me and my husband were young in salespeople, so we didn't have great insurance. So this was something that was going to have to a lot come out of pocket. And something interesting that happened that month, because I had been doing doTERRA for a few years. That month that we didn't work, our doTERRA team, first time they hit the record of doing $1 million in sales. Me and my husband physically couldn't have worked that month. There was just no way. We were stuck in the hospital. We were with our 2 younger kids when we weren't at the hospital. It was a crazy month. And yet we still got paid that month because of the work that we had put in to start building that pipeline before we needed it. This business is available for anyone who wants to. Are you going to take that time where you can set a little time aside to start building that pipeline, to start providing for your family? So when things like this happen, you're prepared. Because we had that sales a month, we were able to pay off his hospital bills. We were able to get caught back up, and I will forever be grateful that we started down this path of this business, because it made such a big difference in our life when we needed it. This is a saying I put on my phone when I first started doTERRA. I was still doing weddings, and I kept questioning everything along the way. I kept thinking, is this worth it? Is this going to pay off? I'm not the best at sales. I'm not the best at these things. Who am I to do this? And I kept thinking this quote: a year from now, you have wished you had started today. And I am so grateful every single day that this is something that me and my husband decided to do, and we're able to take part in growing this business.